Welcome back to Detroit Garage. Doing some shop cleanup here. I bought this bike about 8 years ago with the intentions of restoring it, but it's been hanging on the wall ever since. I've thrown some parts at it. I put a handlebar on it, kickstarter, put some tires and tubes on it from my other bike I have, and after I took it down, I started looking at it and thought, geez, you know, this is in really nice shape. I had forgotten all about it, to be honest. It's got 10,000 miles on it, and it needs handlebar controls. It doesn't have a key, so I've removed the key, and we'll see if I can get a key made at the locksmith. And what I'm gonna do for this video is attempt to start it. So I checked yesterday and I've got spark, so I put a brand new spark plug in it, spark plugs. So I've checked for spark, I have spark. The starter works on it. I hot wired it to get the ignition to work. And today I'll see if I can get it running. I'm going to attempt it without pulling off the carbs. So wash the fuel tank out. The fuel tank's in really nice shape. There's no rust in it, which is very rare. The bike looks like it was sat outside for many years. I'd say 20 years since this bike has been run. I think it deserves a little attention, so I'm taking time out of my cleanup to see if it runs. I've ordered some parts for it now, so no turning back. I'll just pick away at this as the parts arrive, and then eventually get it registered and ride it. I've got a 66, 67 Super Hawk 305, and very similar to this bike, the predecessor to this model. So I'm thinking of selling the Super Hawk. It's a road legal bike. I ride it every summer, and then maybe put my attention to this. So I'll put you guys down. We'll rinse out this gas tank and see if we can't get the bike started. Before I do much work on this thing, we're going to check the filter. And this is a centrifugal oil filter, a spinner filter, used on the older motorcycles before they went to the paper filters. And it just brings a sample of oil out and you get a paste. So it introduces a little bit of oil all the time, and it just slings it around here and then spits it out the side. So you can see we got some silvery paste. It's probably never been changed in 10,000, or cleaned I should say, in 10,000 miles. So that's pretty normal. So I'm just going to wipe that out and drain the oil, put fresh oil in it, and proceed with starting the bike. That's tight. Holy. See if any silvery stuff comes out. Pretty nasty. Wow. See the silvery bits? It's probably never been changed 10,000 miles. Nasty. Yeah, I'd say that's the original oil or close to it. So it's full of engine debris. Jesus. Look at that. Nasty. Yeah, terrible, hey? Okay, well, no big chunks came out, so that was good, but I don't think the oil's ever been changed. So we're going to put some straight 40 weight in it and run that for a bit and then change it out. Kind of wash all the debris out of the engine. Here's the headlight basket. If that doesn't say 60s, love and peace, I don't know what does. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, put the tank back on. I hooked up all the fuel hoses, and with any luck, the carburetors don't leak. I don't know. So let's put some gas in it and see what happens. See if it pours out on the ground or it holds fuel. Okay, so we shut the fuel off and we'll turn it back on again. Give the float balls a tap. We'll see. I'll give them a tap and see if we can't. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Still pouring fuel out. Okay. Okay, try again. Aha. That helped. All right. Well, should we try a few kicks? There are no more fuels pouring out. So we're forced to have a kick. Okay, we're going to cheat a little and use the starter. And with any luck, we don't start a fire. Well. Let's turn the idle up. I think that was on one cylinder though. Well, we have ignition, but no fuel. So we're going to double check, make sure this carb's getting fuel one last time. And if so, we'll have to pull the carb off. Yeah. So we have fuel getting to the carb, but the jets are plugged. And start pulling this apart. Okay, so I just got to take all this stuff off, pull the carbs off, and then we'll clean them up on the bench. All right, we got the carbs off the bike. I've gone through this carb now, and it's ready to install again. And I'll just run through this carb with you guys. The on this carb, some of the jets were plugged, so we cleaned those out. And this slider was plugged, or not plugged, but seized. And now it's free. It's a vacuum controlled throttle valve. So you can see here, this one is seized. When I try to manipulate it, it's seized. So some WD-40. Take the top off, and I noticed on this one the clip for the needle fell out, so I want to make sure that's secured. And also check the diaphragm to make sure it's not torn, or yeah, make sure the diaphragm's not torn. All right, good. This clip is still in there. Diaphragm looks good. So use my plastic tool so I don't damage anything. We push up on that. Just oh, there we go. Decades of sitting. You can see the dried fuel on the needle. So all I'm going to do is give that a wipe. Bit of diesel. And I'll just soak it in the diesel. And then check the air jets. Get rid of these tags. Those will work their way in and plug things up. Okay, those are free. It doesn't look like too many people have screwed with these carbs, so that's a good thing. This one shows signs that somebody put it in a vise or hit it with a hammer. But the screws don't look like anyone's worked on this, so very good. I really should have done this from the beginning, but I thought I'd give it a try and see if it would run. I went to the locksmith today and got the keys made for the bike. So that's another step closer. So happy times there. So a little bit of residue in this one. So what I'm going to do is just put a bit of diesel in there and clean it out with a bit of sandpaper. And these jets are plugged. So make sure it's getting fuel. Yep. Okay, the idle jet on this one's plugged. Wow. The main jet's plugged too. Alright. So I'm just going to clean this out and then I'll bring it back. Okay, all washed out. Now, these jets. Let's see if I got some tip cleaners that are small enough. Yep. Okay, those were both plugged solid. I can now see light through them. Yeah. All right, now I suspect that this jet's plugged too. See if I can get a cleaner in there. So this is the idle jet. Super small. The last one I was able to just blow it out. Well, it wasn't plugged really, so this one's solid. Okay. It's blowing fuel through it now. Perfect. So this bowl, so this float is a little bit high. Let's see. I think that's a little bit too high. I'm just gonna have a look at this. No, it's perfect. And the overflow was plugged on the other one. This one's been free, so with any luck, this ought to fix the issues it was having. And it should run really nice. So this is just to get it to run and check the engine, make sure it's a keeper, and then I'll order up some more parts like the handlebar controls, things like that. So throttle, light switch, all that stuff. Believe it or not, those are expensive. They're getting really rare now. Handlebar controls for the throttle side is like $250 US, somewhere around that range. The same with the signal and the horn side. I have half of a turn signal here, but it's it's in hard shape. Oh, this is half of a control for the light switch and the throttle. I don't have the bottom half to this, unfortunately. Okay. Make sure this slides up and down freely. Okay. pull this air screw out now. Make sure that's free. Yep. So adjust these at 1.5 turns, and that should be pretty close. 1.5 turns out. So there we go, 1.5 turns. All right, they're ready to install. I've ordered a new throttle cable setup for it, but in the meantime I've freed this one up so I can at least use it. It's in pretty nasty shape, but it'll do for now. Okay, put the carbs back on. And got the ignition fixed. Happy times. So with any luck, it should run this time. Well, run on 2 cylinders anyway. I'll hook up the control throttle cables first. So I'll use a bit of grease. If this doesn't work, I'm going to heat the rubber up, make it softer. There we go, that worked. Bit of grease. So we got the carbs, gas tank, and everything back on. Will it start? Let's see. We'll just turn the ignition on now. Now that I have an ignition, we'll just kickstart it. Oh. Give it a bit of choke. let this run for a minute. We'll give it a kick. Let's see. Wow, runs really nice. Well, I think it's a keeper. Yeah. Well, it runs so well I can't sell it now. It's a sickness. So I'll run down some electric stuff here and just see what works, what doesn't, and then order up some more parts for it. I'll let it cool down for a bit, start it back up and run it, get the oil warmed up, and then I'll probably run it on the road for a bit once I get all the parts, and then change the oil after 500 miles. But yeah, success. A few hours went into this one. I'd say probably 3 hours, but well worth it. So I'll make a list of stuff I need and then order up all the parts. So stay tuned for further progress on the 68 CB350. Thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.